Dead by Daylight have just announced their brand new developer update for the PTB tomorrow, and there's some quite juicy stuff in this. Kings and queens, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all having a fantastic day and you're doing well. First of all, I want to say thank you guys for 120,000 subscribers. Our goal is to hit 150 by the end of the year, so I appreciate all of the love and support. Next thing, we're live on Twitch right now. I know I say it a lot, but we're on that grind. Head over to twitch.tv/theking. We're going to talk about all these changes and a little bit about the PTB coming out tomorrow, so hopefully we see you guys there. All right, let's jump on into everything. First things first, there are tons of killer tweaks that we need to talk about. Tons and tons of them that improve base kits, add-ons, etc. We're starting off with the pig, and I know what you're expecting. The pig's getting nerfed. A little bit of both. So first of all, the ambush. Essentially what they've done is increase the ambush duration to 2.3 seconds. This used to be 2 seconds. They decreased the ambush successful attack cooldown to 2.7. This used to be 3. And they decreased the ambush miss attack cooldown to 1.5. This used to be 2. Essentially, I've been calling for this one for a very long time for Pig. This is essentially Combat Strap's base kit, which is absolutely fantastic. I'm super happy about that. They've also increased her crouch movement speed to 3.8. This used to be 3.6, and decreased the time taken to crouch to 1 second, and this used to be 1.3. So they did a pretty good job so far with basically balancing her ambush and making her crouching a lot quicker, which will help that side of her gameplay. Now, they did also make some changes to the reverse bear traps. They made it so that the pig can no longer see the auras of the jigsaw boxes whatsoever, and the reverse bear traps will now have a base timer of 3 minutes instead of 2.5. Now, on paper, this is a nerf. They then said the pig can now cover 15% more ground with her ambush attack, making it harder for survivors to break away from the loop. We've also made missed attack less punishing to encourage using ambush more often, and updated her successful attack cooldown to match the normal basic attack cooldown. Improving her crouch makes it easier and quicker to set up for an ambush and allows her to spend less time sneaking up on unsuspecting survivors. A handful of add-ons that decreased her missed attack cooldown and decreased her crouch time have had their effects reduced to compensate. So essentially, it's a bit of a nerf, it's a bit of a buff, we call that balance. So I'm looking forward to this one. Honestly, the reverse bear traps were nice, but in most cases, survivors are getting them off really quickly anyways. I will gladly take the buff to her crouching and her ambush. Next on the list is the Hag. So here's what they've done with Hag. They have increased the maximum teleport distance to 48 meters. This used to be 40. You usually have to run add-ons to get it to 48, which is pretty damn good. They've also decreased the trap setting time to 0.9. This used to be 1. Very slight change. Additionally, they've increased the time the trap remains active to 6 seconds. This used to be 5. And they increased the time to wipe away a trap to 4 seconds. This used to be 3.5. So essentially, she's getting a nice little buff. They then carried on saying that they decreased the base trap trigger range to 2.7. This used to be 3, so you have to be closer to the trap itself. And the bog water, bloodied water, and bloodied mud add-ons, which previously increased the trap trigger range, had their effects inverted and now decreased the trap trigger range. They said, like the pig, the effects of some add-ons have been toned down now that part of the effects are always active. So we'll see what ends up happening with the Hag if she becomes more playable. Essentially, why they made it so that you can't trigger the trap when you're super far away is because they said it'll make it harder to hit regardless. So in a way, this actually is still kind of a buff, except, you know, if you really want the trigger range to happen, the add-ons will now be inverted. So if someone does step on that trap, you're almost guaranteed to get a hit. So depends how you look at it. The way they're looking at it is definitely a buff. Moving on forward to the Clown. The Clown has been needing some improvements and some changes for a very, very long time. So let's see what they have in store for Clowny Boy. They said they have increased the afterpiece antidote speed boost duration to 6 seconds. This used to be 5. And they decreased the afterpiece antidote activation time to 2 seconds. This used to be 2.5. Additionally, they have increased the base bottle carrying to 6. This used to be 4. and they've decreased the visual intensity of the afterpiece tonic effects to reduce motion sickness. They said this will allow the clown to clown around the map more easily and make his afterpiece antidote feel less awkward to use. The increased capacity will allow him to keep up in the chase for longer before needing to reload. Small changes to the clown, but these will definitely go quite a long way. The fact that you'll be able to have more of a speed boost for a longer duration of time, as well as more bottles, is going to be very telling. I can't wait to see what the clown's going to feel like with these small but major changes. Carrying on forward, we have changes to the Doctor. They have increased shock therapy range to 12. This used to be 10.7, which I'm a big fan of. And they decreased the shock therapy denotion delay to 0.8, and this used to be 1. They said these changes will make his shock therapy attack feel more responsive and allow it to reach slightly further. And once again, the add-ons which provide similar effects have been toned down to take his base kit increase into account. Overall, solid changes to the Doctor. Next on the list is the Demogorgon. Simply put, they have decreased the successful shred attack cooldown to 2.7. This used to be 3. Again, this is one of the things that I've been calling for a very long time. A small change that'll help the Demogorgon in a very, very long way. Next on the list is the Huntress, and these are some pretty big changes to Huntress, I'm not gonna lie. First and foremost, they have increased the base hatchet capacity to 7. This used to be 5, so now you'll have 7 hatchets base kit. They have increased the movement speed while holding a hatchet to 3.54. This used to be 3.08. So now if you're running the shiny pin add-on, you are going to be zooming, and they have increased the Huntress wind-up time by 10%. Huntress is going to be an absolute killing machine now. These changes are huge for her. They said the Mana Braid and the Flower Babushka add-ons, which increased the hatchet wind-up speed, had their effects reduced slightly to compensate, but obviously you still can run them and they'll still be quite good. Huntress is going to be pretty damn good. The Blight also received changes. He is the last killer to receive a change. Compound 33 now limits the Blight's rushes to 3. This used to be 2. That's the only change that we have for the Blight. Next on the list is Mangled. So Mangled, the effect is going to be getting some changes. They said that before, there was no way for survivors to remove the Mangled effect other than healing through it. We want to make this status more interesting and introduce more risk and more reward. They said that the Mangled effect will now have a limited duration, with the exact duration depending on a source and ranging between 60 and 90 seconds. This maintains Mangle's effectiveness at slowing down healing while forcing survivors to make a choice. Do they spend more time to heal now or risk staying injured until the effect expires? So it's a subtle change to Mangle, but it will make a little bit of a difference. I think a lot of people are just going to say, screw it, we're not going to heal. I'm going to be better in 60 seconds. Finally, we have some blood web improvements, something they should have done since the beginning, but they have now incorporated, so we still got to be thankful. They said in the previous update, they've added the ability to automatically spend blood points in the blood web. They said since this feature was added, we received many requests to show the button on other characters before their prestige, so we're doing just that. The automatic purchase option will now appear in all characters' blood webs once any character has been prestiged once. Beautiful quality of life updates. I can't wait for that one, so you don't have to spend your time on your level 50 characters just clicking. Now you can just click the button once one character is prestiged. Well, there you go. That is the developer update and everything else that is included. This is going to be pretty good. Obviously, combined with this, we're going to be getting a new killer, a new survivor, and a new map, and this all comes out tomorrow. So stay tuned. Later today, we're going to make videos talking about the new killer, explaining pretty much everything that we've seen, and maybe even diving into what the power potentially could be. Tomorrow, there'll be tons of content talking about all the PTB related stuff. And again, thank you guys for all the love and support on all the videos. Please subscribe down below. If you think you're subscribed, please double check, because sometimes YouTube just auto recommends you my videos and you're not actually subscribed. So it would mean the world to me. And don't forget, we are live on Twitch, twitch.tv/theking, streaming right now. We've been killing it. We're going to stream every single day for the rest of the month, 4 or 5, maybe even 6-hour streams. So hopefully we'll see you there. Anyways, that's going to do it for me. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, make sure you leave a like down below. As always, I'm the King. I tip my crown to you guys, and we'll see you in the fog.